Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Well, in the last one, we got the egg for the Pocket Guko, and I just kind of stood outside of town, waited for a day cycle, and we've got the Pocket Guko hatched. It's a very quick change, so figured I'd take care of that right away since we just got it. We still have Dompe's treasure on the mind. I'll have to go hunt that down as well. And that building that was being constructed is done. It is now a shooting gallery. Unfortunately, we have nothing to shoot since we're not allowed to use our slingshot anymore. Hey young man, a grown boy entering a person's house without permission. I want to talk to your parents. Oh well, this is my house anyways. It's the great Impa's house. Impa has gone to the graveyard to see up a humongous creature there. Since Ganondorf appeared, many monsters have been sighted around here. Only the great Impa has kept peace in our village. You to remember that, young man. Speaking of Impa, she hasn't come back yet. What happened to her? The ghost of the gravekeeper often appears in the graveyard behind this village. No big deal. So Impa's house is the cow house. This is not the one I was thinking I was going to. So I'm glad we saw it anyways, but let's keep going. We're going to find what we're actually looking for. Also, I wonder, shouldn't the Lon Lon milk I have from the past be, like, curdled? Because if my body grew, that means definitely time passed for it. That's the potion shop. That's the bazaar. I'm trying to find... There's just a house for people to rest in. Oh, sounds like it's this one. What do you have to say? Look at him, the man with the beard. I think he was fired from his job at the ranch. He's just lazing around morning, noon, and night. He's awfully carefree, kind during hard times. All people of hardship in their past, they would rather no one found out about. Look at the bearded man over there. I bet even someone like him has had his share of troubles in the past. So, we go up to Talon and we wake up the same way as before, standing right next to him and using a Cuckoo. What in tarnation? Can't a person get a little shut-eye around here? Ingo took over Lon Lon Ranch. They call it Ingo Ranch now. Kicked out of there, and look at me now. My girl Malin still works at the ranch. Worried about her. And that's all he says. We wake him up not to solve his problems, but to make the Cuckoo happier, because as I'm going to call her Anju said, when Cuckoos wake someone up, they become a lot happier. Oh, here Cuckoo looks pretty happy. He must have awakened an extremely lazy guy. You're a good Cuckoo keeper. I'll give you a rare, valuable Cuckoo if you're interested. His name is Kojiro, and it used to be my brother's Cuckoo. His body's blue and is quite charming. So cute. My brother is gone. It's strange, but Kojiro has stopped growing. Alright. We now have a blue Cuckoo. He is going to rarely crow. And, like he said, we take the Cuckoo to a place with the down arrow. We might find someone who knows it, but we don't really have access to there right now, because they didn't see the arrow appear on our map. So we're just going to keep Kojiro for a bit. Welcome to the graveyard. The Poes are now openly out, and the seed we planted earlier has now opened up, allowing us to get back here and pick up a piece of heart. Also, the graves have changed a bit. This one is now a drop-intoable one. So let's see what's down here. Young man, are you fast on your feet? I may not look like it, but I'm confident in my speed. Let's have a race. Follow me if you dare. And we are now going to race Dompe, who has got a pole lantern and uses it to chuck fire at us. Now, as long as you can keep him in your sights, you will be fine. But be careful, because his fire is kind of thrown randomly. It doesn't do much damage. Like, even if you have low health, like, we've been hit twice and we're only half a heart down. But yeah, the real difficulty is the doors. If you go through a door, like if he goes through a door, he'll start making it tick, and the door will close after a little bit of time. The doors also don't open until he's gotten to them. So I'm actually going to ignore his path this time and go straight, because these two paths do reconnect. So it's just less fire and less turning. He can just cheat and fly up here. We will eventually get that power, but we make our way through here, and time of the race was 1:04. You were very quick to be able to keep up with me. The reward, I'm going to give you my treasure. It's called the hook shot. It's a spring-loaded chain that will pull you to any plot the hook sticks. Doesn't that sound cool? Sure, it'll help you. I live here now, so come back again sometime. I'll give you something cool. But one more thing. Be careful on your way back. So, we're going to get our reward for following in the race, the hook shot. It is the item you need to be able to access the forest temple. So, there we go. Gonna finally switch around my items. Bombs are going to be useful, but Deku Nuts admittedly have about as much usefulness as they did when you were a kid. So, if you've somehow made it so you don't have the Song of Time, you have just trapped yourself. That used to not be something that ever could really occur without glitches. However, thanks to randomizers, it is now kind of it's very easy to somehow get to this point with no Ocarina at all, because they can just unlock the door at the beginning just to give more options. So, we have entered the windmill. It does not... Oh. Okay. I've always made the jump. I wanted to check if you could a hook shot to it. You can, so you don't even need to wait for these like pillars to go. Grrr. I'll never forget what happened that day 7 years ago. It's all that Ocarina kid's fault. Uh-oh. Next time he comes around here, I'm gonna mess him up. Like, did the Ocarina look like this? You've got an Ocarina! What the heck? Reminds me of that time 7 years ago. Back then, a mean kid came here and played a strange song, messed up this windmill. And we're learning another song. And we will have to remember to come back 7 years ago and play this song for him. Since the Master Sword is a path that brings us both ways, we can go back in time if we want to. Also, we have made it rain inside the windmill. Ah, the song. A storm again. You played the Ocarina, didn't you? And it speeds up this a lot, but not too much to worry about. So with new song in hand, let's go find out what to do next. Windmill draws water up from the depths of the well. Well, let's draw it up though. I think it is time for us to... Oh, that's right, that's the bomb hole. I heard the ding and I'm like, oh, is it Navi? It's time for us to head home. We're gonna head back to Link's house. Go see how the Kokiri are looking after, well, 7 years without us. Probably busy partying. You can go check up on Death Mountain and Zora's River, but I think both of them have something that'll roadblock you pretty early. So you might as well literally go through those areas in order again. We'll start with the Lost Woods, then we'll move on to Death Mountain, and finally end with the Zora's Domain. Don't think we'll be going in Lord Jabu Jabu this time, but, well, you never know. So, the forest looks unchanged, as if it was not affected by Ganon's powers. Until we get to here. That is a giant Deku Baba, but they were there before too. I don't know. Let's head to the shop. Oh, new kids. Buy arrows at the shop only if you got a bow. Got one, mister? Can't use a Deku Shield, they're only for kids. And it looks like the shop hasn't changed at all. Including its stock. So we're just gonna leave. I was hoping it'd have at least one interesting thing in it, but I guess not yet. We no longer get money for jumping those rocks. Which, I mean, we have 150 rupees on us. We should be fine. So. Forgot to actually go home, but I don't think there is anything special that actually occurs when you go home. So, let's head into the Lost Woods. The path doesn't change, so there's our entrance to Goronville. There's our entrance to the water, and here's Mido. Who do you think you are? That Kokiri-like clothing won't fool me. Promise, sorry, I would never let anybody go through here. If you want to see her that bad, I'm gonna need some proof that you're really a friend of hers. Something you could only have heard from her. Not that you'd ever be friends with a grown-up like you. So we do in fact have Saria's song. And Mido, or Mido's kid, is quite annoyed at us. That melody. Saria plays that song all the time. Do you know Saria? That song. Saria taught that song only to her friends. Okay, I trust you. When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember him. Well, it's good that he remembers us. Now, I don't remember the correct route from here. I feel like I need to make one more turn. Now I can exit. Like, I don't know, it felt wrong to try to do anything otherwise. Oh, I'm gonna put a bomb down right there. See what we've got. Makes a nice hole. This grotto I've never found in regular play. Like, I knew it's here because of seeing another person's LP, honestly. Good to know that even if we're interrupted in our animation, it can still hit them twice. And in fact, it might be better to be interrupted, because then they stay close enough to take both hits. And our reward is ₹50. Not really anything useful, but I remembered it from randomizers because it's a free treasure chest, basically. Till 2 Wolfos, nothing. So, from here on out, we're going through some narrow passages. If you take it slow, maybe you can sneak up on some enemies. So, we're trying to not be surprised by these guys. Unfortunately, that may be difficult. How are we supposed to get out of this area? If he's just gonna stare at this pit. And now he has to walk slowly this way. And this is going to be the theme for this entire maze. There is some ways you can skip around it, such as if you get the scarecrow to come visit. You can also kill them with the hookshot, which is what I was trying to do. But, well, bad timing, I guess. And that is how I'm going to Metal Gear Solid my way through this, is just... Since they die in one hit to the grappling hook, once you've got that aimed correctly, you are fine. No one on that side. Guy's down already. Pretty much just leaving us with this final guy who we can't really sneak up around. And because of how long it takes you to climb up out of this, we get no quick shortcut. However, since we are right at the end, we can see the staircase up. I think I'm going to call it. Thank you guys for seeing this episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And next part, we go see our friend over at the Forest Temple. See you guys then.